Am I wearing the same shirt I wore last time I did my monthly wrap up? Yes. Are we going to talk about it? No. Hello everyone, today we're going to be doing my what I read in February. It is March 1st, so perfect time to film this. February was a good reading month. I read 11 books, I'm pretty sure. So, let's hop into what I read. The first book I read in February was Hothouse Flower, which is the second book in the Calloway Sisters series, but that's also mixed with the Addicted series, so like fifth book or something. I feel like I can't say much because it is like a further book in the series. You're following Reich and Daisy is like just 18. She's got a lot going on. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to give it away. I really loved this book. Like Reich and Daisy, yes, they had a weird kind of start, but if we can get past that, they are so good. And also I feel like I can relate to Daisy on the level of like she's the youngest sister and I'm the youngest in my family, and just like the feeling she has about feeling like she's missing out on her siblings' lives and feeling like disconnected in a way because she is younger, which like I don't feel like that anymore. But I do relate to that in the sense of when you're a child. So that was like really, that connected with me. And following along with Reich and Daisy, the way they care for each other is so unique. Like they are exactly what each other needs. And also the things that happened at the end of that book, I was like, not expecting that. But it was really good. I'm really excited for the next Reich and Daisy book, which is, I can't remember what it's called. I don't remember what it's called, but I'm excited to read that because like this was like the start of their relationship, the introduction, and next time we're gonna get to go even deeper. So for that I gave 5 stars because it's the Addicted series and I love it. The next book I jumped into was Assassin's Blade, which is the, well, it is part of the Throne of Glass series, and you can either read it first or third or fourth, I think, or second. I don't know. There's a lot of different ways to read it. But for me, I chose to read it first because I feel like that just made sense in my brain. And after watching, like, I kind of did a little research and I decided to do it first. And I'm so glad that I did it first. I feel like it made the experience of reading that book way more enjoyable and like hit me harder. The Assassin's Blade is a prequel to Throne of Glass, so you follow Selena, which is the main character. You follow these little novellas all compiled into one, and it follows the events happening that lead up to where Throne of Glass starts off. So I really can't say much once again. This one, I rated 4 stars. I think when I filmed my video I said 4.75 because I loved Assassin's Blade, and I don't know if that's like what the consensus is on that, but like I loved it. I was hooked. I could not, like, I was enjoying every second of it. I felt like I was inside of the book with her. Literally just thoroughly enjoyed it. So for that one, I did give it a 4.75 for, you know, you got it. And the next I read the Throne of Glass book, which is the first in the Throne of Glass series. You start off Throne of Glass with Selena in a salt mine prison thingamajig. She's there. She's working. She's not living a good life. Basically, these two men come to the prison, summon her to the castle. It's just going to be in this competition where she has to defeat the other people, and then I think the main goal is to become the king's assassin. This one I also thoroughly enjoyed. Getting to follow Selena, and like, once again, the way Sarah J. Maas writes, I'm in that book with her. I am in that book. Like, call me Selena. And the people we get to meet, like, I'm already enjoying the other characters we got to know, and I'm just so intrigued. Like, you get to know bits and pieces of what's going on, but it's like there is so much more behind it, and I don't know what's about to go down. Like, there is, what, 6 more books in this series? So a lot can happen, and I'm ready to read it. Like, I'm ready to know. This one I gave 4 stars, loved it. The next book I read was Reckless by Elsie Silver. This book is the 4th book in the Chestnut Spring series. It is an interconnected standalone, so you can read it on your own or read it with them. I recommend reading it in the order with all the other books. It follows Theo and Winter, and oh my gosh, I love their story. This is a, what is the trope called? Like, surprise pregnancy trope. You guys know I love kids in books and I love pregnancy in books, so this one I already knew was going to be a really good one. I love Theo Silva. This man is like one of the top men on my book boyfriend's book. After he finds out things, he's like so caring for Winter, and like the way he's so present in her life and just like there for her. I love him. I love him. And also I love Winter, like, because in the first book they talk about her and we get a glimpse into her, but like from another person's POV. So it's like you don't really know her. So like, getting this book and getting to like find out really who Winter is was so beautiful, and like the reconnections that happen. This was just a solid romance book. Like, Elsie Silver, you know what you're doing. I rated Reckless 5 stars because it deserves nothing less. And then to continue the series, I just jumped straight into Hopeless, which is the 5th book. This one follows Beau and Bailey. Beau is just back from the military. He's retired. He's going through it. Like, he doesn't want to talk about what's going on. He just wants to like put up this front. And Bailey is a part of like the hated family of the town, so she gets a lot of flack for what her brothers do and everything her family. So she's not living a good life either. She is ridiculed by the town. So they plan a fake engagement to keep everybody from questioning them and to better Bailey's social standing. This book was so good. I love... Elsie Silver just knows how to write her men. She really does. I love Beau. I love, once again, the love he has for Bailey, and the way he shows her love was so beautiful. You guys need to go read the Chestnut Spring series right now if you have not read it. This was the last book in the series, so I am finished with it, and I'm so sad. Family in this book, like in all the books, like the family get to follow, and like there's no more. Like, you're done? We're done? I don't get to read about their family dinners anymore and see all the people and all the kids and everything. I rated this 4 stars. I'm gonna say like it's a 4.5. This book was so good. The next book I read was Archer's Voice, and this book follows Bree, and she has just gone through some kind of crazy traumatic events. So she moves to a little town to like escape life and just like distract her brain and get a little break. She's in this town. She meets Archer, who does not speak. The town doesn't really like Archer. There's a lot of drama with that. You just come to learn about Archer's backstory and Bree's and their relationship together as they fall in love. It has a lot of high ratings. Like, I know a lot of people love this book. It's a lot of people's favorite book, but I didn't get it. Like, they were cute and like they were a cute little couple. It was an enjoyable book, but I just did not fall in love with them. I didn't feel connection. I feel like there wasn't enough build up for me. It was not that it was insta love. I don't know. It just didn't hit me, which is okay. Not every book is gonna hit. I ended up giving this book 3 stars, so yeah. The next book I read was Powerless by Lauren Roberts, and if you know, you know. This book follows Peyton, and she lives in a world where there are the ordinaries and the elites, and basically the ordinaries have no powers and the elites do have powers, and the king wants all ordinaries gone. Like, they are not allowed. So she is like faking it, pretending she has a power. Somehow she gets pulled into I think they're called the trials. There's like, it's kind of Hunger Games-esque. Like, there's these trials and people compete in them, and she gets pulled into them. It's like a tricky situation for her because she's in front of the king and the royal family and like trying to hide the fact that she is an ordinary. And then while she's there, she meets the king's son, which is Prince Kai. Oh my gosh. If you are looking for a book with banter, amazing banter, enemies to lovers, he loves the girl, like he wants her, like you need to read this book. It was so good. It was so good. I feel like I never have words to describe how I love books, but this one was just so good. Like, it gave what it needed to give. So excited for the next book. I think it comes out in July. So that's going to be a hot minute. I loved getting to follow along and see how she competes in the trials. That was really fun. Like, the trial scenes were really, like, yeah, they were crazy, but I really enjoyed reading them. Lauren Roberts, your mind. You were such a good writer. So obviously I could give this nothing other than a 5 star. The next book I read was Wait For It by Mariana Zapata. This book follows, what's her name? This book follows Diana and Dallas. Basically, we're just following Diana and her adult life and the issues with that and the kids that are in her care now because of things that have happened. And she moves to this new town and she meets her neighbor, which is Dallas. And oh my gosh, Dallas is another amazing book boyfriend. Like, one thing about Mariana Zapata books, they are slow burn. They are slow burn. The payoff from that is so good. And I loved Dallas. I loved the way he took care of her and her kids and just like was that figure in their life that they needed. We're just gonna push through. That one really was just so good. Like I was so because it's slow burn, you get to follow along with Dallas and Diana and just like the slow build up of their relationship. And I was so giddy. Like I was in my bed giggling my feet. That doesn't make sense. I was in my bed kicking my feet, giggling. Like he would introduce a new nickname and call her that, I would like I was so giddy. It was just so good. Like I felt like I was Diana. And I also enjoyed that Dallas wasn't like, because I know a lot of Mariana Zapata books, like the guy is like a butthole grumpy guy, but I really enjoyed that Dallas wasn't necessarily that, if that makes sense. Yeah. This book I rated 5 stars. The next book I read was Thrive by Krista and Becca Ritchie. Once again, a part of the Addicted Calloway Sisters series. This book though, it followed the same timeline as Kiss the Sky and Hot House Flower, which are Rose and Connor and Daisy and Reich's books. So because of that, I wasn't necessarily like in the mood to read it. Like I was, but I also was like, I already know this happens. Kind of read it the whole month. Like I started it right after Hot House Flower, the beginning of February, and I just kind of read it the whole month. This one I really enjoyed too. Like it was a slow start for me because I wasn't interested in reading that timeline again from a different character's POV, but getting more insight on Lily and Lo and like what they were going through at that time was it was cool. It was just a solid little story. Wasn't my favorite of the series, so because of that I gave it a 4 star. I would have given it a 3, but this is the Addicted series, like I have to give it a 4 star. This next book is so off-brand from what I usually read. Like, don't judge me. Don't judge me. The next book was Twisted Emotions by Cora Riley. I was watching Larry, who is another booktuber if you know her, and her main book taste is like mafia books, which is like, I don't read those, but I love her videos, and I was watching it and she was reading this one. She was loving like the romance in it, and I don't know, just the things she was saying about it got me to want to read it, so I picked it up. This book follows Kiara and Nuno, and basically they're part of 2 rival mafia gangs things, I think. This is so stupid. They arrange a fake marriage to bring peace between the 2 groups. Kiara's also had very traumatic past things happen to her, so that plays a lot into their fake marriage, and you're just following along with that. This is the second book in like a really long series. Like there's a series before and then this series, and this is the second book in that second series. There's a lot of back info, and I knew I wasn't gonna read the series, so I was like, I don't care, I'm just gonna read this one book and we're gonna be good. That definitely affected my reading because I didn't know all the other characters. It was a cute, solid book. Like Nuno really cared for Kiara and he really took his time, and like the communication was so good. I have never seen a book such good communication between the characters. So that was like a nice little break. Seeing Nuno change his little ways, like the way he thought, the way he always was, seeing him change that for Kiara because he loves her was cute. I did give it 3 stars because it was cute, but I'm like not invested in the universe and like all the characters. But if you guys like mafia romance, I mean, go have at it. Go enjoy that book. Now for the last book. I actually haven't finished it, but it is March 1st and I'm about to finish it. Like after this video I'm gonna read the rest. So I'm just counting it into my February wrap up because I read most of it already in February. This book is Addicted After All by Krista and Becca Ritchie, which is a part of the Addicted series and Calloway Sisters series. Can't say much about this book because it's in a series and I don't want to spoil, but this one is also from Lily and Lo's POV, so love that because I love them. Like right after Thrive is where this one picks up, so we're following along that. Like I don't want to spoil it, so I don't know what to say. Love, 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 love. I'm loving. Like I love the found family in this book. Like I know 3 of them are sisters, so it's like that's not really found family. But like the guys in the books, they're all found family. Just like I love the family they create. And like the way they all love each other and are there for each other and support each other and just want the best for each other. And like, I don't know, it's so cute. I haven't finished this book, so I don't know what's about to go down in the end. And I don't have an official rating. Right now I think it's a 4 star. Unless something like, I love it even more at the end, which I might because of things that are about to happen in the book. It might bump up to 5. We'll see. Alright, that was all the books I read in February. That was, I think, 11. It'll be 11 books after I finish this one. It was a good reading month. I had a lot of ones I enjoyed. I had one that I didn't really love. I also got to buy like a few new books. I love that. I got to add them to my shelf. For March, I plan to read the Throne of Glass series, continue that. And other than that, I don't really know. Like, I don't have anything planned. Obviously, finishing the Addicted series. So those are like my 2 goals of next month. So, when it comes to my March wrap-up, we'll see if I accomplish that. Alright, that's the end of the video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, leave a like and a comment below. Let me know what books you read this month and what you thought of them. I'd love to see and have your recommendations. Make sure you subscribe for more videos, and I will see you guys next time.